Hi everyone, it's Demishima here. We're just going to wait a few minutes so that everybody can join us. It's a beautiful day here. I think we're supposed to have just a great day, which will be really nice. Sometimes we're in a valley, so we get a lot of wind, and even though it can be nice outside, the wind can just like drop. It seems like 10 degrees, and you're freezing out there. So yeah, crazy. Um, we're doing our summer bees today, which I'm really excited about. It turned out so cute. Just waiting. I think Deanna's going to join me on Zoom just in case I need any help. You there, see Deanna?
I am.
Oh, good. You can be my helper.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so we're just waiting to see so that more people can join us. I was like to start a few minutes after the time, just so that people get the chance to get in. I'm just opening it up in that Pate's Whimsy here. And I can see, oh, let's turn that down. We don't need to hear me talking twice. Oh, who's here? Keiko's here and Claudia's here and Sheila's here. Hi, everybody. Yeah, as I was saying, we're doing summer bees today, which is so super cute. I just love this one. It's just the colors on it are so beautiful. So yeah, we're doing that one. This one today. And then next week we're doing bunnies and bows here in the group. Maybe more for the decorative painters, not so much for the crafters, but it really is quite easy. So if you want to give it a try, please do. Um, we were in the subscription group yesterday, and I have this thing on my lip, right? And I was telling them that I felt like, I should have this thing whenever I go out, because looked really horrible earlier, that I had this thing around my neck saying, it's not a cold sore, I'm not infectious, because everybody kind of looks at you and, that's the cross. Yeah, so, but it's healing up nicely. So, and everything came back good. So I don't have to worry about it. So yay, I'm very happy. Oh, yes, I did get a haircut. I did. Yes, Claudia. Thank you. Just gets a little raggedy sometimes. And I tell you, as I've gotten older, my hair is thinning. So yeah. So I'm having to keep it maybe a little bit shorter just so that it has the appearance of being thicker, even though it isn't. But anyway, we'll take whatever we can get. Hi, Rosemary and Val. Who's else is this? Cheryl and yeah, Ruth. Hi. Um, for those of you who have bought the kit for Summer Bees, if you are not a member of my subscription group, it is going out this weekend. I'll have them all done up this weekend. If you are a member of the subscription group, I am just waiting to put up my last two kits this weekend, just so that I can ship them all, everything together for you so you can save money. So again, this weekend, if you're not a member of the subscription group, next week if you are a member. However, if you are a member and you want me to ship this ahead of everything else, you can just let me know. Okay, so I think get ready. Perfect. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Monica. Hey, Suzanne. Um, Hi, Italy. Who's here from Italy? Oh, ciao, Monica. Oh my goodness, Monica from Italy. How wonderful. I do have some members that are all over. I have one that's in Switzerland who buys all my kits. Elena, she's just lovely. She messages me and emails me all the time to say, happy birthday to Zara, happy birthday to Jade, any, holiday or anything. She's just so lovely. And it's funny because think it costs a lot of money to ship to Switzerland, and I imagine it does if you send it airmail or whatever. But I send it the cheapest way to her. Otherwise, it's just a fortune. And she gets big boxes, and it's only like $35. But it can take, they say it can take 6 to 8 weeks, but I think it usually only takes like 3 to 4. She usually gets them quite quickly. She's just lovely. Hello, Darlene. Hi, Suzanne. Oh, my fellow Canadian from Ontario. What's the weather like back there in Eastern Canada, Suzanne? Didn't you guys get some horrible storm or something? Or was that more in the Maritimes? Raining. Oh, we have beautiful sun today. Beautiful sun. Anyway, we probably should get started on this. So we are doing summer bees. So I'm going to switch this down. Hi, Norma. So I am just going to switch the camera down to my table. And I can give everybody a little headache doing this. Make sure it's not too bright down here. Sometimes it can be too bright. Let's see. Let's check the shadows. I hate watching videos when there's lots of shadows all over. It really just drives me a little bit crazy. Hi, Kathleen. Hi, Melva. Okay. So this is the one we're doing. I'm going to pull this up a little bit so that we can see better. I've already base coated this just to save some time. Now, and I base coated this with, that can come out a little bit more. So I base coated this with, this is folk art and it's Hazy Moon. I tell you, this is a beautiful vintagey kind of yellow. And I just thought it went really well with this piece. If you don't have if you don't have folk art Hazy Moon, which I really do recommend because this is beautiful. I've actually been using it a lot. You know, you can maybe use yellow ochre, but it's kind of dark. It's a darker than this, a little more yellow. Maybe mix it with a little bit of light buttermilk to soften it, just so you get a softer yellow. But I think that's pretty, you know, buttermilk is too light. You would have to darken it. I'd rather lighten up a color. So I'm thinking yellow ochre with some light buttermilk just to lighten it up but still keep a little bit of that that color in it. So again, this is Folk Art Hazy Moon. Yeah, so I already did base coated it, but I'm going to base coat the tag here, and I'm going to do it in Hazy Moon too. Get this base coating.
Yeah, what about the new color, Baby Duck?
The new color? No, it's too
Baby.
I have it right here. It's very yellow. And this, I think this might look a little bit more yellow than it is. This has got quite some kind of orangey undertones to this. I'm just, where did I put my new colors? I have it right here. Yeah, this is way too yellow for this. This is quite yellow. This is actually more of the more of an ochre than this one. Yeah, Baby Duck. So no, don't use Baby Duck. But thanks, Deanna. It's because you never know if it's going to work or not, right?
That was a question that someone else had.
Oh, was it? Oh, no. So the answer would be no, not that one. That's way too yellow. think I'm going to use one of these to base coat. So this is just a little tag and it comes in the kit. I tell you, this Folk Art Hazy Moon is just beautiful, vintagey yellow color. So I'm just using a makeup sponge just to sponge this on. And I wanted to do the same color as the background. I just thought it kind of all went together really well. Didn't want to change up the color too much. However, you can see it's kind of got this greeny blue in here. You can pull that color in somewhere if you like to kind of see if you can match it up with one of your colors. I'm a real big fan of plantation pine. I think it looks really pretty. And it's kind of a little bit deeper of the color. And just maybe a little wash somewhere on something you can add. Another little coat of this. It's probably horrible for the environment, using these makeup sponges and then throwing them away. If I just use a little bit of it, I'll wash it out, but usually I just throw them away. You let me know if I go off screen, Deanna.
I sure will.
Thank you. What's it like in Powell River today?
It's really cloudy
Oh, is
and
it?
yeah, we're just finishing off the rain. It's supposed to get sunny this afternoon.
Oh,
And
nice.
actually we're supposed to have a really nice, beautiful weekend with highs up to like 19.
Yeah, it's supposed to be beautiful. I can't wait. For those in the States, that's like 72, I think. 70.
Yeah, probably about that.
Yeah. Get it off my hand. I am the absolute worst at getting paint on my hand. I don't know what it is, but I am the absolute worst. And I'm just going to put that aside and let that dry. We got a clean one. Now I did a little wash on this with raw sienna. It just softened this, changed the color just a little bit. You can see here how it's just added a little bit of depth to this. So I'm going to take some raw sienna. Usually just make a little line of it. And I buy these big sponge brushes at the dollar store. So I'm just going to dip it in water. You can see how I've made quite a wash of it. I'm going to put this the way a bit. Move that over here. I'm dripping. And I'm going to put a wash on here. And then I'm going to take this a piece of paper towel. I'm going to wipe it off. And I don't wipe it all off evenly. I like to kind of leave a little bit darker here and there. And that's all you do. Let me get rid of that. And you can do it as light or as dark as you want. This is what I like. You can see it here. Oh, Suzanne washes the makeup sponges out till they fall apart. Thank you, Joan. Are you coming to
I let
the,
mine dry and then I cut the end off.
oh, do you? Oh, good idea. There are many ways
Mhm.
to keep reusing these, I imagine. I'm bad. I think because I use them so much, would just take me forever to keep up with them. Okay, so now we have a nice little wash on here. And now I'm gonna take this stencil. So I'm using, this is the Beez stencil. It's on my website. I did put more up because I had sold out. But this does not come with the kit. Sorry, mumbled there. This does not come with the kit. Just because a lot of people had purchased it when I did the Keeper of the Pollen design. So I put it up separately so that those who were not able to buy it then can now buy it. So I'm just going to take this little kind of heart shape. That's too dark. This heart-shaped honeycomb. Now, if you have a honeycomb stencil, like a small honeycomb stencil, you can use that. Use this. I bought some new stamp things to put it on. Be a good girl. I'm going to put it on. For some reason it's not getting in the middle here. I want it in the middle all over. And I'm going to stamp this randomly. It's all over. And I don't want it too dark. But just like that is fine. And I did this, so this is Distress Oxide and this is Vintage Photo. If you do not have Vintage Photo, like the Distress Oxides or the Distress Inks, you can use your brayer or a sponge and tap on a little bit of raw sienna. I would make sure you do it quite lightly. You don't want it really a whole lot of this because you don't want it too dark. So then, maybe stamp it on a little bit of paper towel just to make sure that there isn't too much on it. And then lightly, you can put it on here. Oh, you've never seen a stamp holder like this, Claudia? Get them at our dollar store. Our dollar store here went out of business and they had 70% off of everything. I went to town. I think I bought like 5 of these just so that I had extras and then in different sizes. Okay. Oh, thanks, Claudia. So, what do you guys use for a stamp holder? You just usually use these acrylic flat things. Okay, now I want to distress all around this. So first I'm going to use the distress. This is the Distress Oxide. Now I have to tell you, there's a Distress Oxide Vintage Photo. There's a Distress Ink Vintage Photo. And I'm really not sure what happened. I'm just seeing if I can find my other one. people in my distress, in my group know this story. So this is Distress Oxide Vintage Photo. The oxides are lighter than the inks. This is also, I don't know what happened. This came like this. It is Distress Oxide also, but obviously they are not the same. And this is the Distress ink, which is darker than this. I use this one when I do it, for this piece. You can use the Distress ink. I would just really make sure that it's not too, like you don't have too much on. Take a little bit off of it on a piece of paper towel after you get it on your stamp, because you don't want it too dark. And I'm worried this might be a little bit too dark. So if you find that you do it and it's too dark, just lightly, very lightly sand the area. So I can show you what I mean. So I'm going to take, this is my sander, and this is, I think, like 320 grit. And if you find it's a little bit too light, too dark, and you want to soften it, you just really lightly go over it and sand it. And I'll just take a little bit extra of that off. So anyway, I'm going to use the Distress Oxide. This one, Vintage Photo. I'm going to go around the edges with it. And as I'm going around the edges, I'm going to use my ink keep blending brush and bring it out. Like this. And I'm going to just go all around. And this is again with the vintage, with the Distress Oxide Vintage Photo. But you can use the Distress ink. Just be careful that it's not too dark. Or if you don't have the Distress inks, use raw sienna. And add a little bit more to this. I always like to go around the edges with this first, and then just take my brush and add a little bit more here and there where I want it. That aside. Now, I then went into, so after I've done this, I'm actually going to sand this just a little bit. And I waited, yes, until after. And I'm just really kind of go more just along the bottom here, because the rest is pretty much all covered. And add a little bit here and there if you want. Now I'm going to take the same brush that I used, and I'm going to pick up, this is some walnut stain, it's called. If you don't have any walnut stain, just use some asphaltum, but again, do it lightly. Just start out lightly. You can always add more to make things a little darker, but it's really hard to take away. I'm just going to go around that edge a little bit. And put that away. It's going to blend this in just a little bit more. Like that. Now, because I have the tag out, I'm just going to go ahead and do the tag too. And I'm going to use the same things. So a little bit of the Distress Oxide. And add a little bit of walnut of the vintage photo to this too. So I'm using both again, the vintage photo and a little bit of the walnut stain. But again, you can use what you have. The raw sienna and asphalt will work just fine, so you can use that. I'm going to add just a little bit of the honeycomb to this thing. You can see I did it really softly. I don't want any of this to, jump right out at you. I'll put these on the right ones. Keiko sent me a thing from a link to a product on Amazon where you can take all your distress oxides, and it's like a clear plastic, holder, and they are actually sit up like this, and you can put them in. It's actually very neat. I'm gonna take a look at it, and I might grab myself one. Okay, so this is the bee. So this is the tag here. Now, I use this. This is Happy Bee. And I just put it right in here. So while we have all this out, that's what we're going to do. These letters are all covered. I think my stamp dips in the middle a little bit. So I'm having to make sure that I get it in the middle here. Good.
Maybe it's time for a new stamp.
Oh, don't say
Add.
that. I'll never find this one again. This exact color that I love. So there we are. So we just have B on here. Like this. Something else that I like to do, and I didn't do it on this, and I should have first, is I like to take my, yeah, no, not splattering on this one, but I like to take the scissors on these tags and rough them up around the edges. And really, you can normally probably do this before.
I think Keiko put the link up on the group, did she not, for the ink holder?
I didn't see it. She might have.
I thought she had, because I remember seeing it.
Oh, did you?
Mhm.
Oh, I usually see that, but I didn't this time. I'm just gonna fill that in. Are you going, honey? Okay. Hubby's going over to the neighbors to help him with his pool. Okay. Okay, so we have this done. So we can just put this aside now because it's done. We're going to come back to this. So the papers that come with the kit. So there are several that have the bee and the sunflower on them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 of them, 5 different ones. So I think before I use this one the first time, so I'm going to use a different one this time. I think I'm going to go into some of this blue a little bit because I think it's absolutely beautiful. Now you can see how it it looks like it's being burned here, but it's flat along these 2 edges. I wanted it to be a little bit more raggedy, so I just went around the edges and kind of ripped a little bit of it off, a little bit more. And you don't have to do this. When you get your piece, you may like it just that way. But I just decided I wanted it ripped a little bit more. on this.
Can you remind Rosemary what the name of the yellow was again from the folk art paint?
Hazy Moon, and it's a beautiful color. It really is a beautiful color. So yeah, so I just did a little rip here. Might rip that one up just a little bit more. Just like that. And I'm going to put it on, and when I put it on, I'm going to go around the edge with some of the Distress Oxide just to make it look like the burnt edges. Now I'm going to take some, I'm going to take some matte medium. You can take matte medium, you can take, for the decor people, this is the matte medium. But you can use Mod Podge because we're just going to decoupage this on. So I'm going to take my board and my matte medium. See what this is. Good. Just going to stir this. Make sure that it's mixed in really well. And decoupage. I mean, you can use decoupage medium too. Like you don't have to use it. You have decoupage medium. You can use decoupage medium.
Arlene wants to know, did you put any water on the paper before you tore it?
I did. You don't have to. You can just rip it, but I did. I did add some. So this is matte medium, but again, you can use Mod Podge. I'm gonna put a little bit to the back of this. And then do it on a tray. I'm just adding a bit to the back of this too. You can position it where you want it. I'm going to, I think I'll do it about here. Make sure that it's even and where I want it. Now, you can use a brayer to,
Can you just go up a tiny bit?
pardon?
Can you just go up a little bit?
Oh,
Can't
yes.
see the bottom.
Oh, thank you. So you can use the brayer if you want to flatten this out, or you can use, an old card, plastic card. I actually like the old plastic cards instead of the brayer. That's what I'm using. But it's your own preference. So I want this one to be nice and flat. When I did the jar, I wanted to add a couple of wrinkles to it. I tell you, I had the heck of a time adding wrinkles. It wanted to lie really flat. I'm just going to dry this up. Just a tad. I want to add my matte medium on top of it now. Then I'll dry it up. I'm just adding, and again, you can use Mod Podge. Just gonna give it another little going over with this, make sure that it is lying really nice and flat after adding that little bit of extra Mod Podge. That medium. Make sure that this is an even. Not any little globs. No globs. Okay, so I'm gonna dry this off. So when I get your kit, you will get one of the 5 papers with the sunflower and the bee. Each kit comes with 5 different ones. Each packet comes with 5 different of the bee and the sunflower. Hi Phyllis, hey Debbie, hi Cheryl. We just want to dry this up and then we're going to distress around these edges where the paper touches.
So just to be clear, when we get our kit, there'll be one paper.
There'll be one paper,
Right.
but it'll be one of the 5 with the sunflower and the bee, because there's 5 different ones in a pack. You know, if you hold your heat gun too close, I like to, when I'm painting, even though I have these fabulous it's like a parchment paper and it's huge. It's like 3 feet across and about 2.5 feet tall. And it's got little sticky things on each corner. And I put that over my table to keep my table looking good. And then I always use one of these doggy pee-pee pads. They're training pads just to, you know, I don't know, protect everything. And but if you get a heat gun too close to it, it melts. Yeah, pee-pee pads. It does. Yeah.
Oh,
See,
yeah.
it does. It melts them. I know, crazy, eh? Who knew? Who knew? I discovered that the other day. I'm going, why is there so many holes in this? And then I realized that it was from the heat gun. Hi, Faye. Yeah, this hazy moon, it's just an absolutely beautiful color from Folk Art. I want to make sure it's good and dry before I distress. Now, if you don't like yours, if you want your background to be a little softer, you either don't have to add the raw sienna wash, or you can do it even lighter just by wiping more of it off. Totally up to you. Pull down just a little bit. Now I'm going to go back into, this is my vintage photo, this Distress Oxide or ink. Again, if you don't have this, you can use raw sienna. And I'm just going to go around the edge just a little bit. And outline that just a little bit. But I want to make this edge look burnt. So I'm going to take my walnut stain, which is just a little bit darker. And I'm going to go up into it. Oops. When you do your inks, if you find that you ever put too much ink somewhere, you can take a little bit of water on a Q-tip and you can remove it a little bit. I wanted the edge to look a little bit more burnt, so it's going to clean that up just a little bit like that. And then just come back in with the vintage photo. I love, this is one thing that these little doggy training pads are great for, is that you can use them to wipe things off on. Okay. I'm going to put that over there. Now I put two little buttons on here. Now I didn't really want to paint them. I just wanted to stain them. So I took this as the distressing frayed burlap. You don't have this, don't worry. You can, I just kind of wanted to bring a little bit of the green in. And you don't even really notice it. It just kind of makes them look old. So you can use any color. You can use frayed burlap. You can use the vintage photo. You can go into just doing a little wash of asphaltum on them, or traditional burnt umber even will work just fine. I think I'm going to use this frayed burlap. You can see that it's just kind of maybe I have to come up this way a little bit. Just a kind of, it looks like a really old greeny brown black color. What a great description, greeny browny black. And again, this is just frayed burlap, but just do a little wash on your button.
Keiko put the link for the storage holder or the ink pad storage holder in the comments. So
Thanks, Keiko. I'm going to glue these on. It's right there in the bottom. And I just used the glue gun for this. Now
where's your new fancy glue gun?
See, I have this Ryobi. Worst, it cost me like over $100. Worst glue gun I've ever had in my life. So I'm back to using my little Michael's Ashland glue gun. It's kind of a mess, isn't it? Yeah, because I actually prefer it.
Why? What did you not like about the Ryobi?
I just found it's battery operated, found the battery didn't work. This doesn't hold a charge long enough. You can't sit there and, you know, when you're someone like me who uses it like for hours and hours during a day, it just doesn't hold the charge for hours and hours. So I end up having.
Rhonda wants to know if it's heavy.
No. Well, it with the battery in it, it's heavier, but I really wouldn't recommend it. I don't know. I'm just not happy with mine at all. So it's like I wasted $100. But yeah, I like my little one. I like my little one. Sad but true. Oops, I'm just gonna put my,
Sometimes simpler is better.
I tell ya, this is simpler and it is better. I'm just gonna put mine, been trying to be really, really good, and I'm putting my stamp things back on my other thing to take upstairs and wash them afterwards. Now we're gonna make the bow.
Rhonda says, thank you. You saved her some money.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, I've heard other people have had success with theirs. They do warn you that it's really hot, like you have to be really careful. But yeah, I don't like it. I'm not happy with it. I like my little $15 one from Michael's. And I have other ones too. I do have other ones, but this is the one that I like.
Sheila
So,
says she really likes hers.
yeah, really?
And your battery, maybe she said maybe you got a bad battery.
I don't know. But it's been like that since the day I got it. Mind you, do you have yours on like all day? Like I have mine on for, like I come down at 9 o'clock in the morning and I go up at 5 o'clock at night. And after a couple of hours, 2 or 3 hours of it being on, it just doesn't, goes off. And yeah, nothing. I have heard that. I did read a lot of comments from people that said to buy two batteries, to always have a backup battery because they found that the batteries don't last if you're an all dayer.
Mm.
Oh, you know, I think if you just do it, if you're just there for, a couple hours or whatever, it's probably fine. But if you're in, do a lot of it, I don't know. I just don't think I wouldn't reinvest in it. I know that. Okay, so I'm going to take some of my beautiful Excelsior from Claudia. Oh, Claudia sent me some. I'm so excited. Preserved Sweet Annie, and it's on its way, being delivered today. So I'm very excited to get it because I've been using the dried Sweet Annie, and I really want to use some of the preserved Sweet Annie. So I put in some Excelsior, and yes, this will be included in your kit. Oops. Here you. And now we're going to use our fabrics. We have these beautiful fabrics, and these are, again, Jubilee fabric. So we're using this yellow. And then we're using this rusty color. And then this one has kind of a combination of the two. So these are the three fabrics that we're going to be using to make the bow. So pretty. And if people out there do not know about Jubilee fabrics, it is in, Rhonda, where is it? Can you tell me what city it's in, Rhonda?
Claudia says she got notice that it was delivered.
Oh, Ross, hold on. Ross just went outside the front door. Oh, it is here. Oh, it's here. You probably didn't want to say anything because I was doing this. We'll unpackage it after we do this. Siloam Springs, Arkansas. Anyway, if you get a chance, go on their website. It's called jubileefabrics.com. It is fabulous.
They also have a Facebook page.
They also have a Facebook page, yes.
So then, so you can find out when they have sales.
Oh. And when the new products come in.
Yeah, when the new stuff comes in.
Yeah. They really are. They're beautiful, beautiful fabrics. It's all homespun fabric. It's nice.
And I find them quite reasonably priced.
Reasonably priced, and even to ship all the way up here to Canada is not expensive, which is, a major plus. So we're just going to rip some fabric here. make this bow. I mean, you wouldn't believe my fabric supply. I'll have to show everybody one day my fabric supply because I really do have a lot of it. And I'm waiting because they're supposed to be getting their new shipment in April. So I'm waiting for it because I really need to replace some of my fabric that I'm getting low on.
Rhonda says, and they're really nice ladies too.
They are so nice. Rhonda went in and did a little tour for us and put it up in the Facebook in the subscription group. She met some of the ladies and yeah, they are just super, super sweet ladies. Now I think I might have made this just a little bit too wide, so I'm going to let's take it down a little bit. Okay, so first I'm going to do the yellow. And I'm going to do 4 loops on this. And the kit does come with all this fabric, which is why I really need them to get some more, restock some of their fabric. Just a little bit wider. The big bow for this. So I did 4 loops there. And then I came in with the rest. I think I'm going to do 4 loops on the rest too. And as I add each layer, I make the loops just a little bit smaller so that the one behind shows off a little bit more. I just have the worst voice. Every time I hear myself talk, I think, oh my God, I have such this horrible voice. I have a real lilt to my voice. And I think it's from doing daycare for 30 years. You're talking to kids, so you talk with a little lilt, and I think I just kept it up, and it really drives me absolutely nuts when I listen to myself. So I apologize for this lilt in my voice, everybody.
I think everybody feels that about their voice. It doesn't sound like what you think it does.
Oh, I know I have this lilt to it, but it kind of drives me a little bit crazy. I'm just going to do a 2 looper on this one. Okay, and we're going to tie this up. Now I do have some ladies that always say, how do you get it flat? You never get the bows flat because there's so many layers in them. It's just impossible to get flat. I just try and push down as hard as I can to try and flatten it as much as I can and, tie the knot. But you can see all the layers. So when you're pushing down, try and push down straight. If you push down like this, it's all going to kind of go to the sides. You're going to lose all your layers. So try and push down in the middle as you're pulling on it. Just so you keep your layers.
So you want them to stay stacked, but just flatter.
Exactly.
Right.
And it's never going to be flat. See how big this is still? They're never going to go flat. So don't, you'll drive yourself crazy trying to get them to go flat. They don't, because there's too many layers. Now I'm not gonna fiddle dick with the bow,
It's okay, Roxanne's not here.
sister says I play around too much with bows, but you know, bows are important. They're important. You have to have, you know, these pretty bows. So it's gonna separate this a little bit in here. It's gonna go on just right up here like this. And then I'll trim some of this away after I get this on. Put this up a little bit. I'll do it right here. I'm going to put a bunch of glue in the middle of my bow. Put it here. I'm just going to hold that down for a minute so that it's nice and secure. Should be okay. I'm going to cut this down a little bit. I just fiddle dick with these till I get it where I want it. And after I cut an edge, I always like to fray it. Now you can either fray it with your fingers, you can fray it with scissors, but you want to just make sure those edges don't look really crisp and clean. So I just pull on it a little bit. Okay, now I have some Sweet Annie. Should use the preserved Sweet Annie, but we'll use this one. I'm just gonna cut, this is my dried Sweet Annie. The Sweet Annie, I do not put in the kits because I don't like to ship it across the border. Start shipping too many little green things that have a nice aroma and you just never know what border security is going to do. And I don't want my packages to end up getting pulled at the border and them opening them all. And so I do not ship Sweet Annie across the border. It's a precautionary tale. I went across with went on the plane and we were going down to Vegas and I brought, for some reason, I brought both my iPads. Who knows why, but I did. And one of them had a little crack in the screen. My really old one has a crack in the screen and a little hole in it. And so I didn't really think anything of it. I took it across the border and they stopped me at customs. And they said that people actually, obviously I'm a lot more innocent than some people, but they put holes in them in the screens like that and they put dope inside.
Oh, really?
Yes. And
Oh
I'm
my
going,
gosh.
I know, I'm going, oh no, I didn't. I did not do that. So I tell you, they really do check everything. They really do check everything.
I'm sure they've seen it all.
Yes, that's what they said. That you would not believe where people put things. I'm like, oh. And we watch border security on television.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I just want to put some Sweet Annie in here now, just on the sides. I like to bring the green in. And yes, kind of figure out where I want to put it. Make these a little bit shorter. I'm gonna stick it. I like to stick it on the edge of them. I'm gonna stick it in here like this. So if you have Sweet Annie or any kind of dried plant that goes with these colors. Should use some. Because it just sort of adds a little bit more to it that I think is so pretty.
Norma is asking, it says, I missed the paper sunflower. Is this a design you painted on paper?
No, this is, I purchased a packet of these. And again, there's many different ones in it. But 5 of them are a little bit more of the bee with the sunflower. That loop is a little bit too big and it's kind of driving me a little crazy. So if you find, see, I think this loop is too big. So I'm going to take a little bit of glue. I'm just going to add it here at the back. I'm going to just shorten it by gluing it down a bit. There, I feel better about that. I really have to learn to not be so picky. I'd add a little bit more. A couple more of these. Just under here. So my daughter phoned me yesterday and Zara comes on and her mom goes, hey Zara, dance. So Zara starts, dancing away. And then she goes, hey Zara, sing. Can you sing? And Zara goes, la 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 la. Oh, it's so cute. Just melts your little heart. I tell you, grandchildren just melt your heart. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this so we can just see everything better. Get rid of this messy thing here. Okay. So here we are. I think this might be a little bit too long, but I won't diddle dingle fritz with it too much. Now I am going to stick this in. Now I didn't want to stick it in right at the top. I decided to stick it under a little bit. So I'm going to just glue that in right here. And of course, you can stick yours wherever you want to. That doesn't sound as, you know what I mean. You know what I mean, ladies. So B. And then I'm going to take a little bit of cheesecloth, which yes, will come in your kit. When I give you the cheesecloth, just so you know that I'm not, wacky, it comes in like it'll come in just a little square like this, and then you pull it all apart. And it's very uneven. So you can see it goes skinny and it goes big and supposed to. Don't worry about that. That's just how it comes and that's how I use it. But I take it, this big thing of it, and I open it up.
So Barbara has a question. She said, how do I subscribe? I didn't hear it. Does price come with 5 pieces of the bee paper?
Okay. So the kit is $12. You can buy it on the website. It comes with everything that you see here, except of course the paint and the Sweet Annie. I used the bee stamp, which is somewhere.
Yeah, it's not part of the subscription group.
No, this is not part of the subscription group. This one is for everybody in Deb Paints Whimsy. But no, it only comes with one. So you'll get one of these pieces. So I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, maybe there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe there's 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, there's 5. So there's 5 different ones.
And you just pick, there's no choice. You don't get to
There's no
choose
choice.
which
I'm
one.
just putting, yeah, I'm just gonna put them in. You can see there are 5 different ones. But that's why I chose a different one for this time, so you can see the difference in them. Now I'm going to just take this button. I think I'm going to take a little bit smaller. Now I have to apologize, but I don't know if I actually answered your question. Did I answer your question?
Yes.
Okay. Da, 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 da. So I use my frayed burlap again for the center of this, just because it's very rusticy and old looking. I'm going to take just a little bit of this cheesecloth, and you can see how it just kind of teared. It's really just kind of a mess and uneven. And I take it and I just kind of pull it like this, sort of grab it in the middle, and I'm just going to glue it on. Just right in the middle here. Oops. I'm going to stick it on, and then I'm probably going to rip it a little bit more because it's what I do. Just going to pull on that a little bit more. Let's make sure it's stuck on there. I'm going to glue the button in the middle of it. Like that. Now I think I might trim this just a little bit more. And this is just something that you will fiddle with yourself, trying to decide, you know, how short you want your little edges for your bow. And so that is just all personal preference. There. Now, and you can hang this. It comes with the holes drilled in to hang. You can hang it with string. I'm going to use a little bit of wire. Through the hole. I'm gonna join it. Get how long I want it. This wire, I get it on Amazon, and it is just brown wrapped floral wire, but it looks like rusty wire. So I really like it because I don't always feel like I have a tetanus shot every time I play around with the rusty bells and everything. I am going to take, I'm gonna take another wire. And if you ladies, any of you have this rusty wire, this is just something that's kind of really cute to do. I just wrap it around like this. And then kind of pull it apart a little bit. And then I wrap it around this wire. And it just sort of adds to the whole rusticiness, is that a word? Rusticiness of this piece. Come here. There. And it just kind of adds a little bit more to this hanger. So if anybody has these or you're thinking of getting them, because these really are great on pieces, you can double wrap, put in the one for the hanger, and then just add this extra little one at the top. And see, it just really changes the hanger. I think it looks really good that way. Make sure that this is sticking out enough on the sides. I'm going to just add a tad bit more of this Excelsior. Okay. Straight in there. Okay, so there we are. This is our summer bees. Isn't it cute? It's so hard to think it's so pretty. There. So there we are. That's our summer bees. It is, again, if you want to paint it or if you want to make this, you can get it on my website. It's $12 for the entire kit. That includes everything except the little stencil that we use, the honeycomb stencil. It's a stamp set that has all of these on it. I think it's $250. You can buy it separately on my website. For those of you that also already purchased the Keeper of the Bees, you can, that's the same one, so you can use it. It's going to come up to me. Believe. Is this me? I can pull this away. It should be quite so close. Okay. There. All right. There. Yeah. So yeah, again, it's on my website. It's called Summer Bees. It's $12. Comes with everything except the stamp, which you can purchase separately for those who have not already purchased Keeper of the Pollen. I think it's like $2.50 or something extra for the stamp. It does not come with the Sweet Annie because, you know, the whole sending green dried things over the border that have an aroma to them is probably not the best idea. But while I have everybody here, do we open my package from Claudia? Ah, so this has my preserved Sweet Annie in it. I'm going to see what this is like. Claudia, did you get some of this too? Thank you, Joan. Hey, Joan, are you coming to my seminar in June? I think it was you who put my name forward to I know they're not called chapters anymore, to the club. So I hope I'm going to see you there. I haven't seen you for a while. Oh, you can smell it already. Oh my goodness. Beautiful. You have the exact overlay. Could have used it. Okay. Let me see. Oh. Oh my goodness. This is beautiful. Oh, Claudia, thank you. Oh, okay. I will pull up some of this. It's not dried at all. This is preserved. Look at it.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that beautiful? So it stays nice and soft. Look at this. It is up. Oh, smells absolutely fabulous. So this is Sweet Annie, ladies. I cannot wait to use this in some of my projects. So again, Summer Bees, I hope you like this this little piece. It really is quite adorable and it looks beautiful. And you don't have to, if you don't want, put the hanger on, you can use it as what side am I on? You can use it as a shelf sitter too. Next Friday, for those that are going to join me, we are doing buttons and bows.
So cute. I love it.
Yeah, buttons and bows. I really like this one. It is on my website. You can purchase the pattern. It's just the pattern. And that'll be next Friday at 9 a.m. We're going to be doing this one. It'll probably be a 2-hour class, I'm thinking. I'm going to put the pattern up, and I'm putting it up. Oh no, I'm not putting it up. The people, when they bought it, purchased it, the pattern came with it. Duh. Yeah, so I don't have to do that. This one, so when you order, if you order Summer Bees, it does not come with a pattern. I will be putting this up today sometime in the group. So it'll be right in the group under files, and you can refer to it in there. It just gives you the material list. Just in case there's some things that you will need that I don't supply, like the Sweet Andy or the stencil. So yeah. So again, this one next Friday, and I may do this one day soon too. Which is also very adorable. I love these colors. These colors are just so very vintagey and so pretty. All right, that's it, ladies. I hope you all have a great weekend. We're supposed to be really warm here, so hopefully it's all over. Everybody gets to have a great weekend. No holidays this weekend, but it'll be great. See my subscription group on next Thursday. And next Friday we'll be doing bunnies and bows. Thanks, everybody. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson, and thank you all so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Bye. Spotlight. Who is it being? I don't think it's being live streamed anymore, is it? Let me see.
It still is.
Yes, it is. Okay, I have to. I wonder why I can't. Oh, there we are.
It still is.
Here we are. Stop.